just saying. Just saying. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people, Hebrew Israelites. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people going to heaven, don't you read out of a King James Bible? Wasn't that translated by a white Scottish man? I'm just saying. Just saying. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people going to heaven, don't you read out of a King James Bible? Wasn't that translated by a white Scottish man? I'm just saying. Just saying. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people, Hebrew Israelites. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people going to heaven, don't you read out of a King James Bible? Wasn't that translated by a white Scottish man?
All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. This lesson is entitled, King James was a Negro. Okay? So, we're going to prove that real quick. But he had said that we're against white people going to heaven. Okay, so this is just another unlearned Christian. Okay, he doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, so heaven. Okay, there is the spiritual realm of heaven, which is the third heaven, which you return back to the Most High when you die. Okay, all people go to heaven. Okay, just putting it simply. Okay, there's a heaven on earth, in which right now the so-called white man is benefiting from. All right, the heavenly rulership. All right, but the spiritual heaven, that's what Christianity teaches. In which is it is you have to understand that when you die, you go. All men goes to heaven. All people go to heaven. All right, they go to the same place. Let me see, can I get that real quick? But anyway, that's what you need to understand. We're not talking about that. We're trying to tell you that there's a rulership coming, the kingdom of heaven. That's a total different thing. All right. Yahweh Shai is speaking of the kingdom of heaven. All right. Which is going to be the rulership of the Israelites, is going to return back to the earth that once took place when King Solomon was ruling. All right. Yahweh Shai is going to establish it, and King David's rulership is going to continue on. In other words, the rulership of the Israelites is going to continue on. All right. Okay. All right. It's not going to be in the spiritual realm. In other words, well, let's get Ecclesiastes. I think it's let's see here. Let's see here. All right. Ecclesiastes 3:16, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Okay, so judgment is carried out here on the earth. Okay, let me read that again. And moreover I saw under the sun is the earth. Okay, so judgment is carried out here, not in the spiritual realm. Okay, we return back to the Most High in the spiritual realm, we good, okay? All right. Every judgment is carried out here on the earth. Ecclesiastes 12:7, and it reads, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it." So the spirit, we all go to the spiritual realm, okay? Okay, let me see, can I find that last one? It states that we all go to one place, okay? It's in Ecclesiastes, I'm sure. Bear with me, all right? It's Ecclesiastes 3:20, all right? We all go to one place, all right? See, and that's what these Christianity it doesn't understand, okay? All right, we'll start at 19. No, we'll start at 18. "I said in mine heart," this is King Solomon, "concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go on to one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to the dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward?" Okay, you return back to the Most High, as we read in Ecclesiastes 12:7. "And the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth." Okay, all right, so the spirit of man goeth upward, and it returns back to the Most High. All right, and the Lord in 3 or 4 generations sends those spirits back of man, and he is regenerated, reborn in the earth. He doesn't know former things, but he is reborn in the earth. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, that's the breakdown for that. Okay, so he's saying that so all people go to heaven, the spiritual realm. You understand that? But the heavenly rulership on earth has been bestowed upon two nations. It's bestowed upon the nation of Esau, Edom, and the nation of Jacob. Okay? And the Lord is going to give the kingdom of heaven to the righteous, which come out of the seed of Jacob. Okay? Right now, Esau, Edom is ruling the whole planet Earth in wickedness. He does whatever he wants. He creates his own laws. Can't you see that? Well, you look at how you should be able to see that clearly now, that they represent the devil on the earth. Okay? You see what Trump is doing? Okay? He's doing whatever he wants to. All right? They're breathing like a fire-breathing dragon, like the Lord calls the Roman Empire. Okay? The empire of the Edomite. They are a fire, they are a dragon. That's what the Lord, the similitude for them is. All right? They consume and resources, and they take whatever they want, because the power is in their hand. All right? That's at Micah 2 and verse 1. All right? All right? But all of this is through the Spirit, and you have to have the Spirit upon you, and only Jacob has that Spirit. Micah 2 and verse 1, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it's in the power of their hand." It's in the power of their hand. That's the reason why they do whatever they want. They're taking whatever they want now, because that's what they've been doing this whole time. They're making it clear to you that they're the devil now. All right, okay? They said they're going to take Colombia, Cuba, Mexico. All right? They're threatening all of them, all of these countries. All right? And this is why. Verse 2, Micah 2 and verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence. They covet the fields. They say, hey, you know what? I want that oil in Venezuela. That's a lot of oil, man. We got to get that. And how do they take it? And they covet fields and take them by violence, in houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. Okay? So we know who the so-called white man is, his descendants, his seed line. The Lord told us this in the spirit. Okay? But are all white people Edomites? No. Okay? It is, you can find a so-called Israelite that's looks like a white person, but his seed line comes through his father, and his father's an Israelite, so it makes him an Israelite. Okay, that's what you Christians don't understand. All right. Okay, when an Israelite lays with a white woman, the child they're born is an Israelite. Get it? It's the seed of the fathers that the Lord is looking at. But it's the Lord who's going to quicken in the spirit those children born. If they are the chosen elect of Israel. The Lord is going to handle that part. But anyway, I thought I would get into that a little bit. No, there are dark-skinned Edomites as well. Okay? All right, the Edomite, the so-called white man, he has sex with an Israelite woman. The child born is an Edomite through the seed of their father, who is an Edomite. You understand? All right, that's how it works. It's the seed line of the fathers. That's how the Lord is going to separate the wheats from the tares. All right, even though they look the part like an Israelite, the Lord is going to know the seed. Okay? The Lord is tracking the seed line of Jacob. All right? Not the least grain is going to fall to the earth. Okay? All right? So, anyway, let's go to the next video. I just thought I would go into that just a little bit to give you understanding. All right? All go to the spiritual heaven, but the Lord is going to give the kingdom of heaven, in which is the earth, to the Israelites, and they're going to be priests of the earth. I'll read one more scripture, a couple more scriptures to give you understanding real quick. Just okay. This is what the promise is, and this is what's going to come to pass. All right. Okay. When the covenant was given, it was given to the Israelites. Was it not? It wasn't given to the whole world. All right. The Lord didn't somehow say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give the covenant to the rest of the world. No, he didn't never do that. All right. Genesis chapter, no, it's 19 in verses 3. All right. And Moses went up unto the Most High, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Not everybody, okay? Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice, indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. In verse 6, listen carefully. All right? This is what the Lord is going to do for the nation of Israel, the men. All right? All right? Verse 6, Exodus 19 and 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. When you go to Revelations chapter 5 in verses 9 and 10, this is going to take place. The Lord never changed his mind. Okay? Revelation 5 and 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, that was Yahweh the Savior, and has redeemed us. Who is the us? The Israelites, not the whole world, to our power by thy blood. Okay, it was a blood sacrifice made to atone for the sins of the Israelites. Out of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation. Why are they out of every kindred, tongue, and nation? Because they were scattered into every tongue, people, and nation. They were scattered. That's Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and the 64th verse. Let's go ahead and read that real quick. It was a curse to the Israelites, okay? Not to the whole world. 28 and 64, and it reads, And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. The slave trade, the various captivities, the Roman captivity, Grecian captivity, Babylonian captivity, all that they were scattered as a people, all right? And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there, those places where you be sent to, these other nations, thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And this was a curse from the Most High. When you go back to Revelation 5, in verses 9, it says, And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, Yahweh was the sacrifice, and has redeemed us, the Israelites, to our power. They were redeemed, okay, because they had lost a favor with the Most High. All right, the Lord was angry with them, but the Savior sacrificed himself. All right, the first created spirit, okay, all right, for his people, right? All right, and this is the point. Redeemed us, the Israelites, to our power, which is Yahweh, all right, by thy blood, okay, a blood sacrifice. Again, out of every kindred, they were scattered. You see that? Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. That's what that means. All right, and verses 10, this is the big one, okay? Did he not promise they would be priests and kings and priests of the earth? This is going to happen. This is the book of Revelation. It's the future. And has made us, who is the us? The Israelites, unto our power, kings and priests, and we shall reign where? In the spirit realm? No. On the earth. Right? There you go. They're gonna reign on the earth. This earth. You get it? Alright? So now you're saying, so hopefully you all out there got that. Alright? Heaven, there's a spiritual realm which when we die we go to. But judgment is carried out here on the earth, and the Lord is going to set up a kingdom. All right, that's not going to be given to any other people. Daniel 2 and verse 44, it's going to be given to only the Israelites, and they're going to rule forever. Okay.
Scottish man, I'm just saying. Hey, for all you Hebrew Israelites out there that are against white people going to heaven, don't you read out of a King James Bible? Wasn't that translated by a white Scottish man? Another edition of Pictures from the Dark Ages, the Black Nobility edition. Alright, so here we see King James Daddy. It's Henry Lord Darley, or Henry Stewart, as he was also called. Look at this brother in the face. This brother kind of looked like Kel from Kenan and Kel. Look at King James. That's clearly a brother. Look at the features. Look at his beard. That's another what they say he looks like now. This is what happens when your history gets whitewashed. All of his family, well, his descendants, mainly got taken into slavery around the islands, like the Bahamas, the Virgin Islands, Jamaica. So any of the people with the last name Stewart down there might be his direct descendants. This is his daughter. This is King James' daughter, Elizabeth of Bohemia. That's clearly his sister. Hold on. Oh yeah, y'all can also check this book out, The Negro Question Part 4, The Missing Link. Shout out Lee Cummings and shout out Dr. John L. Johnson. You can also look up these books. Alright, but hold on. That's King James' son. That's Charles I. That's his daddy. That's Charles II. Charles II is also the one that was called the Black Boy of England. And that's his uncle. His father is his father is his little brother. James II. This is James III right here. Also, y'all can look up, y'all can really look into this book. Now, you notice how you see what some people call the Star of David. And then you have some of the crests from the Knights. Charles I. Says the Protestant Negro Moorish King Charles Stuart I was the son of James the Sixth and the First and his dark-skinned Danish wife, Anne of Denmark. So King James' wife was black too. Okay. Everybody, hope y'all doing alright. This is another edition of Pictures from the Dark Ages, the Black Nobility edition.
Shalom.